Gamesthetic, episode 166. I'm Alex Spark 3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're watching this, whether you're watching it live, watch that fact, let's have fact. We appreciate the absolute hell out of you. I got both the boys with me here in studio. Let's go around the room. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I really wanted to burp loudly in the mic right on that note where I know you say welcome to Gamesthetic, because I had one building.
You know, I feel like any normal day that would low-key kind of make me mad, but for some reason I really wish you did. Like, I think that would have just been the best way to kick into the show. Besides your burp, how are you?
I mean, I'm good. Yeah, sure.
Here for it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, what about you? How are you?
You know, I am here for it, but I mean, I'm looking at the list. I'm like, I'm gonna check out like half this show.
Okay, come on. You gotta just kind of bullshit along. Have a great time. It's fine. Okay, John, what about you? How are you?
What the fuck is happening over there?
I don't know.
He was so normal before we started.
A mood. I heard the music and then like a mood hit. I was like, I'm done.
Dude, we're only like 2 minutes into the show.
I mean, that's how it is sometimes, man.
That is how it is sometimes.
I mean, I agree. You know, there are times where I'm done. Like when I get into a call or get into the lobby or get ready to go, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm checked. Just gonna power through it the best I can. But John, how are you today?
Nah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're gonna have a good time, just
Yeah.
a time.
You're aiming the bar pretty high there.
Yeah, I mean it'll be something. All right, it'll be something. Speaking of something, so next week have a show like normal, and then the week after that we will be on a break for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Show is hella back burner because we gotta watch WrestleMania.
Zach, we've said this for a while.
The fact that we took a break one for Royal Rumble, now the 2-night WrestleMania.
That's right, baby.
I'm just like, so is every WWE pay-per-view now just a week off?
I wouldn't say everyone.
No, these
Just
two
the-
are different.
Just
are
the
the
in-season ones?
The important ones.
So just the in-season ones?
The important ones.
Okay, so if you come out and it's like, we're taking a break because of Fastlane.
We are
next
not
week.
taking a break. No,
Nope.
that is not going to happen. I will just keep track of I'll throw Fastlane up here in the studio. We'll put it on mute just so we can like, oh, look what happened. But no, we will not be taking off for that one. You know, SummerSlam. We'll see. We'll see what the card looks like. You know, Rock might be there, you know, have a match with Roman. So I don't know. We'll see. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, we will be off for WrestleMania weekends. So we'll have an episode next week, and then WrestleMania week, and then we'll come back week after that. But today's show got a few things to just kind of ramble on about. So first, we got some different pieces of Larian news that came out a couple days ago that I did not see as many people chatting about, which I thought was interesting. So that's why I wanted to chat about it.
Because for the most part, this is all known stuff.
Right.
Because I mean, they never outright came and said all of this before, but they had heavily hinted at it, in the last year.
And now it's like more like you know the lead guy at Larian, Swin, whatever. Did I pronounce his name?
Sure.
Okay. You know, the armor guy, you know, he came out and he kind of really hammered down and kind of confirmed all this stuff. So we're going to chat about that. Plus a new breakthrough in discs. I want you to know, John, that
I saw this and I was like, the fuck is the point of this?
so I want you to know that when I messaged both of you about opinions for the title stuff, he specifically asked for this one. And my exact response back was, you really just want to rile John up on physical media, don't you?
Yeah. He specifically asked for it. Meanwhile, my reaction was, yeah, I don't have any strong opinions.
But yeah, it's a breakthrough on discs. Some interesting news came out this week. I think it was from Live Sciences where I read it, and I thought it was pretty fascinating. So we're going to touch on that. Xbox native handheld is reportedly in development, and then it sounds like John got Dragon's Dogma 2 and has kind of played it a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, not much, but just a little bit. So we'll touch on that, and then a few other things here or there.
So I'd say, John, he told me I want a trigger. I just replied with this. Because America.
He's just trying to push the good word.
What the hell?
Push the good word. That's all he's trying to do.
Character's name, but he's from Parks and Recs with just his face overloaded with the American flag.
Just gotta push the good word, man. That's what we're here to do today. All right, let's go ahead and jump into stuff. Of course, we'll also shout out our sponsors, Rogue Energy and H Inc. later on in the show. All right. So first, let's touch on the Larian stuff. So basically, what kind of came out through this week in an interview and stuff is that apparently Larian Studios was working on Baldur's Gate 3 DLC, but they canceled it just because apparently the team's heart really wasn't in it.
Props to them.
Yeah, big props to them. You don't want a half-ass product. Yeah, and I feel like that's with the approach that they took for Baldur's Gate 3, where they sat in the kitchen and cooked. I remember us talking about it last year. It's like we hope Larian is going to be like one of those examples for other studios. It's like take your time, make your game, it'll be great kind of thing. And it's kind of the same thing here. They were working on DLC, and instead of just putting one out to put one out, they pulled the plug on it because their heart wasn't in it.
Well, it's like even like I'd mentioned previously, like I think it was either about a year ago or over a year ago, they had even said like the potential for a DLC is not likely.
Yeah.
Just because, and it's kind of the reason why, like, you play like Baldur's Gate 3 goes up to a certain level, is because once you start moving past that, like once you start moving past like the level 12 characters and start moving up to like around the 14, 15 range, it's impossible to control anything at that point. At that point, your characters are altering reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they had already kind of said, they're like, we don't know if we would want to do one. And it would almost kind of need to be its own thing, or like a self-contained portion of it almost. So it's like the fact that they had even started on one is kind of like, well, I mean, at least they looked at it.
They had some concept they at least wanted to try initially.
It's like they saw the reception of it and they were like, okay, we'll take a crack at it, and then get into it. And it's like, yeah, we're not doing this.
Yeah,
not
feeling it.
You know
don't
what's
like
funny
it.
about this? There was something I saw just actually today about a statement from Hasbro, who owns the licensing to D&D and stuff like that, and more or less them saying, yes, Larian Studios was a great partner to work with, yada yada yada. With Larian saying that they're pretty much done with D&D, this stuff, and them hinting at more D&D games coming through, and a bunch of people should be like, ooh, Hasbro, you sure you want to do that? you really want to follow Larian?
Good luck. Yeah, I mean, that was also just kind of part of like the more confirmation of the news is that they want to move away from D&D. They just want to kind of go in a different direction. So, they said that Baldur's Gate 4 is not happening, at least by them.
Yep.
They also said that Divinity 3, it won't be their next project, but a sequel is on the horizon. So I was kind of curious on John's thoughts on that one, because I feel like we had a conversation at one point where we thought Divinity 3 would be their next game, but we weren't sure.
Well, no, we've known for years, even before they started working on Baldur's Gate, that Divinity 3 was going to happen.
Right.
It's just, it was kind of that thing where they got, Baldur's Gate 3 got pitched to them, and from their aspect, they're like, well, yeah, why would we not? It's like, why would we not take Baldur's Gate and do whatever we can with it? And then now, I mean, at this point, would I like to have another Divinity game? Of course. It's like that world is fantastic, and like whatever they do now, I mean, I'll be 100% on board for, because like you look at Baldur's Gate 3 and it's like they have all of the character interactions and like storytelling aspects of it. Like those are all fantastic. If you combine that aspect of it with the combat from Divinity Original Sin 2, that's going to be one hell of a game. Because the combat of Divinity, way more fun, or way more intricate, I should say, than D&D. Just because of the way they have that game built, especially with like, I guess you could call it hazardous terrains that they've built, or in that they utilize in those games. So the fact that we're probably about a decade out from like Divinity 3, a little disappointing. But yeah, at this point, whatever they touch, I'm ready for.
Right. Yeah, because it will be interesting to see what their next project is. They also teased another RPG that's very, very far out, where I just thought it was an interesting little tidbit they wanted to throw in there, just kind of get the, kind of stir in the pot a little bit, where they talked about RPG they have built the foundation for 10 plus years, but it's just like the tech that we've had is not ready for it, and they're hoping that the PS6 generation will bring them closer to it. Keyword: bring them closer. That's still not a guarantee. It's even going to be that generation, but they've just said a very big RPG that will dwarf them all. So I mean that's pretty fascinating, to hear what they've potentially had cooking. But at the same time, I hear Bethesda in my head with Starfield. It's like, oh, this is the space game that we wanted to do for like 10 plus years and stuff. But with Larian, I mean, they've got such a solid track record. It's just like even though Divinity 3 won't be the next project, this whatever this RPG is got like PS7 generation potentially. It's like whatever they're gonna do, it's like they should cook, right?
Yeah, and the one thing I would say, like you being like it makes you think of Bethesda and Starfield and that. I wouldn't think that way because with Larian, it's probably less about the actual vastness and size of the game and probably just some crazy mechanical interactions that they want to have in the game that they just can't get current technology to work on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where my mind goes with it. Maybe they'll have something like that and make it a big, massive, crazy big game.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'm down for it.
Yeah. I've also seen some conversation about this news where it's just like, they've obviously had a great track record with like Divinity 2 and stuff like that. Then they got Baldur's Gate 3, and Baldur's Gate 3 exploded and is now their like most popular, like mainstream, well-known game. And now they're immediately turning around and going away from D&D. I saw a conversation of where it's just like they blow up with this game, and now they're immediately turning away from the fans who they've now pulled in for this game. And I'm just like, I don't agree to that. I don't agree to that.
Because I would say that's a misinterpretation.
That seems more like a mindset of somebody who became a fan of theirs through Baldur's Gate 3.
It is.
Because
it is.
Yeah, because if you look back at Divinity Original Sin and Original Sin 2, which are their two other biggest, most successful games, it's not that they're turning away from... It's like they're turning away from D&D because the D&D rule set doesn't allow the freedom in combat that they like. Mm-hmm. It's like they're bound by like the rules and trying to keep as honest to them as they can. Whereas in their own worlds in their own games, they can do whatever they want to. And it's just the freedom that they have there. And it's like the people that became fans of them from Baldur's Gate. The good news is, whatever the next game they build or that they make and they build up and everything, I mean,
it's gonna have the experience from Baldur's Gate 3 that they worked on.
Yep.
It's gonna be another CRPG. Let me tell you that. Right. It's like they have decided years ago that's the type of game they wanted to make, and they're gonna make it regardless of what anybody else says. Because it's like when Baldur's Gate, when they got handed it, it's like they had the option to go like the real time with pause or like the turn based that they're used to, and they were like, we've already built the system and everything for this. This is what we like to build. We're doing it this way. And at the end of the day, people loved it.
I mean, and they, as you said, they have Divinity Original Sin and Original Sin 2, which are all solid games in their own right, along with Baldur's Gate 3. So, I mean, consistent track record. Each one did have a bit of development time, which is evident when how solid and polished they've released. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, really, in all honesty, it's not that Larian's turning away from their fans. It's just Larian's just like, all right, we do our thing with D&D. We're going to continue doing what we're doing, just in less restriction for us.
Yeah. They just want to keep being free and keep doing their thing, because and it is the mindset of it's like they've got a proven track record and stuff. So like, let them cook because like they're an independent studio. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna cook, they're gonna do their thing. And it was funny. I got sent this. It was a TikTok, and I was reading some of the TikTok comments about this as well. And someone brought up Andromeda, and I'm just like, it's like Andromeda's not a bad game. It's just not what you wanted.
Yeah.
If it didn't have Mass Effect in the title, the game could be reviewed a lot better. Like if it was just like a standalone game, I think it would have been better received than what it was. I think that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, it's like I think Larian, them being this independent studio, because like let's say like in Andromeda's case, like yes, you got BioWare making it, but you got EA breathing down their neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have Larian just to do their thing. You have Larian just to do their thing and cook.
Well, it's like when they got offered to do it. It's like any other studio or team of developers could have been offered to do it. There's a reason why they went to Larian, is they were like, we want to. It's like we want to make Baldur's Gate 3. Who is the most successful team at making this type of game right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's go to the masters of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of other studios will. It's like they'll kind of make the same games, but they'll still jump around and make different experiences than that. Larian is like, no, we're gonna give you. It's like we're gonna give you a 3-act game that's like an RPG, deep turn-based combat, and a lot of open environment to explore. Go have fun.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, I mean, whatever they're going to do next, it's going to be fascinating to see. Going to keep a lookout for it. Divinity 3 not happening for a while. I think it's okay. Whatever they got's coming will be fine. All right, before we move over to our next thing, let's give a shout out to one of our partners here, Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. Pick up the hydration, the new chill line to help you relax, help your anxiety a little bit, as well as the energy flavor, whether you get it in the powder or the cans. It's all fantastic. I recommend the black cherry lemonade for the cans and for some tub. I'm a fan of the Rocket Pop. Boys, what is your favorite flavors of the energy tubs?
Great popsicle.
Great popsicle. Okay. All right.
Rocket Pop's up there, but it might be the pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade's good too.
Which, to note, Rogue did finally get their restock as of yesterday. So they got restock of black cherry, grape
Okay.
popsicle, blood orange, pink lemonade,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one other tub I can't remember. But
Was it strawberry kiwi?
no, they weren't out of that one.
Okay. Strawberry kiwi is one of my favorites too. Sour candy is also good.
Sour candy's the last one.
Sour
that came out.
candy is also good. And
So if anyone's been waiting for restock, it just hit. So
yeah. And for the hydration, the dragon fruit mango is one of the best hydration drinks that you can make with the powder that I've had out there.
Radiant orange.
Huh?
Radiant orange.
Radiant orange. You let me try that. That was also really good. Yeah, Radiant orange. Is it Radiant Rush? Is that what
Yeah, it's Radiant Rush.
Radiant Rush. Try that. Dragon fruit mango if you want some hydration, no caffeine, and then try the new chill flavor as well.
Or if you want to be kind of basic, you can just get the fruit punch, because that's also really good.
You can't go wrong with fruit punch.
It's
And
also
you can't
just-
go wrong with grape. You can't mess those up.
It's just really good. It's one of those ones where I'm like, why switch when that one's just good?
Right? I feel that.
Yeah, my shelf right now, just because they've been out of stock, is strawberry kiwi is my energy. Then I just have a shit ton of hydration flavors around it.
Hydration flavors are great, man. Pop those in the
Then
afternoon,
my
in the evening and
bullshit
stuff.
snowstorm and ruby.
Oh yeah, where it was the same thing.
Yes.
The same thing. Oh, that's funny. That's unfortunate. I need to get some more Rogue soon. I still have a little bit of the strawberry mango from the summer. I wish that was just a permanent flavor, man. That one is awesome. I love that one. I
wish the tiger's
slaps.
blood would disappear.
I'd get rid of the tiger's blood for strawberry mango. Tiger's blood's not bad, but give me strawberry. I like coconut stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I love coconut stuff. Coconut stuff's great. I'm a big fan. But yeah, give me strawberry mango though. Strawberry mango. Ooh, buddy. I hope that comes back this summer. I got to pick me up some. All right, let's hop over to the next thing, boys. New breakthrough on discs. So I want to throw this in here just because I thought it was really fascinating because it opens the question of physical media. And could it stick around? Because John is anti-physical media. But
It's not that I'm anti. It's just I'm pro digital.
Okay, all right. No, I did really think that there was an interesting article that I went through and stuff, and I watched a couple videos on it because it did kind of just pop up in my head. It's like, man, we really have just been rocking with Blu-ray for like what 15 years now,
Yeah.
like with no advancement. I mean,
I mean,
Blu-ray
there's
started like,
Ultraviolet as well,
yeah,
which
like,
came out after Blu-ray, but I mean, you don't really hear a whole lot about it.
no, like we've rocked the same stuff for a long time with zero advancement. So it's just like it was a pretty fascinating thing. So basically, you can check this out. I think it was from Live Science. I think is the article. So just look up Live Science, optical disc, and you should be able to find the article. And it's pretty fascinating. But scientists have developed a new type of optical disc that can increase info storage capacity to petabit level, which is 125 terabytes, or a combined capacity of 15,000 DVDs. That's a lot. These optical discs are durable and inexpensive, but for it to be at a commercial level, the writing speed will need to be improved and more energy efficient. They talked about in the testing that they went through, just the kind of laser that they used and stuff like that. They're going to swap to a different laser to see if how much faster they can make the writing speed and everything to try to just increase everything about it. But I thought it was a really fascinating thing that came out because obviously, physical media is dying off in gaming and in movies and stuff like that. Since this is a game show, we'll talk about the gaming aspect of things. But digital is more convenient. I think we can all agree to that. It is more convenient. But the problem with digital, and we see it all the time, is that you don't own your games. Like shout out to the Ubisoft guy. Get comfortable not owning your games, and that's where people like myself and Zach as well. It's like, we like to have physical copies because we actually own the game. I love if I can get physical, I'm going to get physical pretty much all the time. Zach's a big collector's edition guy. And obviously, if you get a collector's edition, you want a physical copy. I hate getting a steel book and no physical copy. That pisses me off. It's so stupid. It's just weird. It's so dumb. But it's just a really interesting thought because also you look around the landscape, even in like the 360 PS3 generation, we had select games that were 2-disc games.
Yep.
And now in this generation, there are still games that come out that are 2 or even 3-disc games. Actually, I think we have our first 4-disc game. Might not be first, actually. There was probably a 4-disc game way back in the day, I think. Maybe one of the Final Fantasies or something on PlayStation. I could be wrong. But
most of the Final Fantasies on PlayStation.
Yeah, but like Baldur's Gate 3 for Xbox, it was going to be 3. I think they bumped up to 4 discs. But you have the entire game on disc, which is interesting. Like Avatar is a 2-disc game. Red Dead on the PS4 was a 2-disc game. Like that's still a thing that still goes on like today. It's just, like I said, as recent with Baldur's Gate and Avatar, both being multi-disc games. So it's just apparently this is fun information for me to learn throughout this whole process that Blu-ray can only hold like 25 gigabytes or something like that. It's just like, damn, that's nothing.
No, it's not.
That's nothing. So it's like you get one of these optical discs, like this becomes the future. And it's like you could put like your 180 gigabyte Call of Duty all on the one disc.
You could literally put Baldur's Gate 3 on one disc.
Yeah, exactly, which is insane. Do I think this is going to save physical media for gaming? No, I don't, because I think just the digital age. What are you playing over there, John?
I'm not playing anything. I'm watching a video.
What are you watching over there, John?
I'm watching the gameplay showcase.
Okay, for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Shout out to that one too. We'll chat about that here in a bit. But do I think this is going to save like physical, games? Unfortunately, no. I think the writing's on the wall that it's coming to a close, especially for the next generation. But I think it gives that percentage chance that it might not die.
But it gives it a lifeline for all those collectors now.
Exactly.
In the future, when we have collector's edition, there's still a small chance, bitty small chance, that we'll get a disc.
Yes, and that is the biggest one of them all. And I also just had the thought process too. When I was driving earlier, it's just like, if we're gonna do, physical copies of games, like, I don't know if they're, maybe it's like just like a run speed, write speed, or whatever. But it's like I don't know why we just don't go to like a more of a cartridge level, because those hold a shit ton of data. I'm not saying like the size of like a Switch cartridge, but like those hold a shit ton of data. You can get cartridges with extreme amount of space for very inexpensive.
Yeah, people don't want the bulky cartridges though.
Yeah, I know. But I was just like, that's an option to go. It's just like, you have cartridges that hold a shit ton of data that could hold your Call of Duty. That could hold your Baldur's Gate potentially. So I don't know. That was just a thought that I had. But keeping it as disc, that'd be sweet. Like I said, do I think this new breakthrough is going to save physical media? No, probably not. This is probably just going to be used as like a very high end, like maybe business level for storage disc. A lot of that's all it's going to be used for. But would it be cool to see it come to gaming? Because obviously, when it comes to movies and stuff, it would be beneficial for certain types of movies, like I feel like you could get like the full experience of, like, let's say, Oppenheimer, like on one of these discs, and it be like what it would be almost like in a theater for you with everything that goes into that film. And that, I mean, God bless, that film's reel was like miles long. It was insane how long that film's reel was that they had to move into the theaters. But I feel like it'd be very beneficial for gaming as we continue to see games increase in size nonstop. I don't even know what is. I'm gonna have to look this up later. What is the biggest game size of all time? I'm very curious because we're seeing stuff hit like 200 plus.
No, well, you can't necessarily look that up because there's meme shit out there.
That's true.
For that,
I know, but I'm gonna try to find the answer.
I mean, average, like, of what you're looking at these days is like downloading like 120.
Yeah.
Like 120 for a lot of games is kind of standard these days, which is crazy for like a lot of these big like AAA type games. You download like its required space is like 130 gigs or something, and then meanwhile I'll download a random indie game on Steam that has a 500. No, it's like a 500 meg download that I'll play for 10 times as long.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, hell, it's one of the things that's frustrated me for the past few years, especially moving away from physical, is since all the consoles and everything didn't have, I mean, they've all had like, what, 250, 500 gig drives in them?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You get to download 4 games.
Yep.
It's like, that's been the worst part.
That has, yeah.
Because they just stopped caring about how big the games actually were. Because think about it, if you're a console player and you want to and like say Warzone is something you play like with your buddies or something every now and then, you probably get to have Warzone and one other game on there.
True.
That's not
Because I'm pretty sure that game's like 200 gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is with all its updates. So you get Warzone and then Fortnite, and you're good.
Yeah, basically, because like I think with the like the base PS5 that I've got, I think its storage was only like 600 something gigabytes. I think that's all it was. Honestly,
It would have had to been more.
No,
'cause
it can't be because like I think I have the like a very similar edition that you have, and mine's at least a tear.
Yeah, I was
like
about to say
terabyte.
the Series X was a
think-
terabyte.
I think they upgraded it though.
Well, I have the Horizon.
Yeah, I think that's an upgraded one. Like here, let me look.
Was the base one that's shitty? Because I mean,
yeah,
Series.
because that was one of the things.
No,
that
because I think it was a terabyte because
it might be.
I think the digital editions were 500 gigs, which is also
It would ha-
stupid.
It would have to be because the Series X that I got's one of the base ones, and then it has a terabyte.
It might be. It might have been a terabyte.
Yeah, because
Okay, so the internal storage of the original PS5 was 825 gigabyte SSD, so it only gave 667 gigabytes available.
Wow. Okay.
Fucking stupid. That's the one that I have. So because that's fucking stupid.
Okay.
So that's fascinating.
Then maybe my S doesn't have as much memory as I think it does.
Standard was 825. Yeah.
Oh, the Series S.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 500 actual space.
So like here's like
okay.
here's a Reddit post about it where it's just like I see just the quick little comment, without clicking on it. It's like the default space is enough for like 5 to 7 PS5 games. That's it. So you're gonna be uninstalling stuff a lot, which is what I had to deal with before I got my SSD. So I had the external drive from the PS4. It doesn't run games that well, I found out. But I just use that for storage. So I have to transfer my games back and forth between that external drive and the base console just to play them. So I have to go through there. I'm like, okay, like which of these games am I feeling like playing? Which of these games I'm like, all right, let's move that over to the side. Because it may take a few minutes like to transfer it over, but that few minutes is still a hell of a lot faster than trying to install the entire game from scratch. So yeah, it's a pain, man. It's a pain.
Because I run into that problem on my Series S.
Yeah.
Where I'm like when WWE 2K24 came out, I'm like looking at my games list. I'm like, okay, which of these do I not see myself playing right now?
That's me with my Xbox right now.
Which I'm probably going to take most of it off there because my Series S has historically mostly been used for either WWE, MLB The Show when it comes to Game Pass,
Yeah.
and then whatever Game Pass games I'm playing.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and move some stuff around on it.
Yeah.
You gonna play the show that just came out, 24?
Did it just come out? I thought it was next week.
You can currently download it on Game Pass.
I must have got my date wrong there.
No.
I had all my dates wrong on when the games were coming out.
Right. Let's see. MLB The Show 24. Let's look. Says I can pick it up tomorrow. Says that it's out 15th. So probably on Game Pass then.
Probably on Game Pass. I'll download it and play it.
Yeah, it was out like a week early for the special edition. So
Yeah, it says get it now on Game Pass. So yeah, I guess you can go home and play some MLB The Show, John. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Just
So,
like
it's always something I keep downloaded
yeah,
because
spend some time on.
it's what like I'll get into it for like a good week or two when it comes out, and then it's just one of those where like once a month or something every now and then you're like, I just want to sit down and play. So
Yeah, I feel that. I got some games.
I feel like that's like probably kind of like Madden for you in a sense.
Not
If
anymore.
the Madden's not shit.
you know,
If the Madden's not shit, yes, but I have not actually played Madden since like Madden 19, so that'd be 2018.
I'm debating my sports game for the year. I
College
can't-
football, baby.
Nope.
Come on, it's the comeback.
Top Spin 25.
Oh my God, you and Top Spin. Yeah, it's coming out next month.
I've never played a Top Spin game.
Neither have
But it's
I.
also the first time I've seen a tennis game suggested in years.
And it's also
That's tennis.
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming in at $70. EA's just like screw it, let's do it. Or is that 2K? Is that 2K?
Yep, 2K Top Spin 25.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't be joining you on that one. I'm more likely to join him in college football.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's have a college football dynasty, boys. It'll be great.
What?
Yeah, college football dynasty. It'll be great.
Do I get to spear somebody?
No, well, I mean, maybe, yeah, on the field, yeah, sure, not with an actual.
It's
spear,
kind
though,
of
but
like a
tackle.
spear,
Yeah,
and you
kinda.
get and you can, but anybody can do it, and it can happen every play.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, sure, we'll have fun.
Don't promise that.
I'll have fun. I'll have a great time, assuming the game's not Madden with a college skin. Assuming it's not Madden with a college skin, I'll have a great time. I'm looking forward to it. Just like I'm looking forward to seeing the potential of these new discs. You know, we'll see if
That's what you guys were talking about.
yeah, we'll see if it saves physical media. I don't think it will. I would like it to possibly save it, but I think the whole industry, if it can become readily available even before this generation is over, I would say there's a slight chance the next generation of gaming could still be disc-based and they be using these. If it can become readily available before then.
For commercial
Question.
use.
Yeah, it's for commercial use.
If it does become readily available, but using that disc increases the price, are you okay with that?
Like the game price?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've already accepted that next generation the game's going to go. Like I'm in the boat personally. I don't think we're going to see a 70 to 80 jump. I'm going to go ahead and just set myself up for like max like levels, and I think games are going to be like $100. Like legitimately, I really, really do. I think we're going to see.
You know what's
a
gonna
massive
piss
jump.
me off?
$100 games.
No, if they increase the price of physical games for this new disc, and it increases my digital price,
That's fair.
that would
that shit needs to stop. That's dumb.
if that reasoning is why they increase prices, and then it increases my digital price, I'm gonna be pissed
I don't blame you. I would be too.
because that shit keeps happening.
It does. Digital and physical prices, man, are the exact same, and I can't get behind that.
I can understand it in most, like for most games when it's just we're gonna release it. You have two options to buy it.
Yes.
It's like I don't expect them to give me like a $5-10 discount or something.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if the only reason you're citing the game price going up is gonna be this new disc, my fucking digital price better stay the same.
I agree. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, I would, because I'm already expecting another price increase. I don't think we'll be $70 games in the next generation. At the least, we'll be 80. At the most, I think we'll be 100. $99.99. That's what I think it's going to be.
It changes nothing for me. I already buy $300 games.
Eat a dick.
I'm
He
just-
does though. He does.
I'm just saying though,
He
it wouldn't
he
change
does.
anything for me.
Man, think of how good some of these like games that are already coming in at $40 are gonna be.
I know.
Think of how good that's gonna feel when like
A
they
game's
try to
$100.
when they try to sell you the same Ubisoft game that you've bought for the past few years.
Yep.
Again,
With just a
for-
new skin.
Yeah.
and they try to sell it to you for $100.
Yep. Man, I can't wait to see Madden price.
Speaking
at
of, what is
$99.99.
our slightly off topic as we move past disc. What is our March game that popped off? Because we had Helldivers in February, we had Power World in January.
That's a great question. I think it's just like Helldivers just still continued on. I did see a lot. I did actually see a decent amount of articles, but obviously it did not reach Helldivers or Power World level. But I actually did see a decent amount of articles saying that that one game that you chat about, the Diablo
Last Epoch.
Yeah, I did see a lot of articles about that. It's like Last Epoch's the next big pop-off game. And I'm just like, is it though? Yeah, that's interesting. I like it.
Could we debate Unicorn with how well it's done in Asian markets?
You know, I think you could because man, it continues to sell out. So I think Unicorn is up for debate. Honestly, it's I guess you could just say it's Dragon's Dogma too.
Hey, how well did Unicorn sell?
It's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out multiple times.
But how many copies?
How many copies of that?
Fair. Yeah,
because if we're gonna get down into the nitty gritty with it, I mean, Balatro sold over 1 million units in the first week.
That's true.
And it was so successful that it's moving to iOS and Android now.
Yeah. Another one, I'm gonna throw another one into the ring because it's blown up quite a bit with the big update. I would even, it's not a new game, but you could even argue Stardew was one of the games of the month because of the big new update that came out.
I think
an update.
Yeah, it's a big update.
There's like once a year, like once every 9 months, he does one big massive update to the game that gets people excited.
This one is apparently the biggest one that he's ever done. Like to my understanding, from what I've read in articles and obviously the hype of my girlfriend and stuff, this is like the best way I could make it like make sense in my brain of the hype behind it. It's like this is going like this 1.6 of Stardew is like Cyberpunk 2.0 basically. Like it's just like a whole bunch of new shit's added. That was kind of the understanding that I got.
Yeah. To answer your question though, Zach, I don't think March had any particular like massive pop off games. It kind of had like
good games.
A bunch of good games that just like they didn't necessarily pop off to the level that the previous months had, but within their communities and then kind of reach beyond what they typically would, did very successful in their own right. Like Last Epoch did very well, and it's still continuing to do very well, but the audience for that type of game is smaller.
Yeah. I would say Dogma could be up there in the conversation. People are saying that's Game of the Year contender.
Yeah, but it hasn't come out, so we haven't seen if it's actually going to pop off or not.
Dogma's out.
As I said, it just came out.
Oh, I thought you said okay. My bad. I mean, we still got a week. We still got a week to kind of figure it out, see what's looking like, see what's going to be the pop off game of the month. But yeah, it may not have the big pop off like the previous 2 months. So anyway. All right, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Agent Inc. You can use the referral link down below and pick up a jersey, whether if you just want to get the Sparky 3 branded jersey, AniMan Plus, ATFS, or Gamesthetic. We also got a couple hats in there. We'd appreciate that extra support. We got the best jerseys on the entire website. Agent Inc. is a phenomenal company to get some merch from. Look at those jerseys. They're so cool. Big fan of Agent Inc. Use their referral link down below. We appreciate that support.
We got hats?
We do have hats. There are 2 hats.
How are you just now picking this up? He said this for years.
I don't listen to him.
Wow. Wow.
You could have said something. If you said hat to me before, I'd pay attention.
I've been saying it forever.
Yeah, but by the time you get there, I'm zoned out.
For literally 2 years.
Well, I mean, I told you guys what products we were going to have before it launched.
Not always.
He's got you there.
Okay, that's fair.
You may have told one of us. I thought you told both of us because you do that every now and then.
I do. It's my B.
But he's literally said the same spiel for 2 years, John.
Yeah, I don't pay attention when he goes into ad mode.
Here, let me do it again.
No.
Shout out to our sponsor, Agent Inc. You can use the referral link down below, and you can pick up one of our 2 hats. You can pick up one of our 2 hats. Yeah, we have the Sparky 3 hat, or we have the ATFS hat. Now. Then you can go pick up a jersey because they're great jerseys, and we recommend you getting it.
Yeah, I don't think we keep anyone after that.
Yes! It happened to someone else.
Oh, we need new mic stands. Help us out, anybody. Buy some Agent Ink. We need new mic stands. Technical difficulties.
I noticed it was like that for Zach's, where Rick fell on Ricky again recently.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and when I went to go look at it, it's because there's a screw right under there that it was placed on, so it's like flush on the desk.
Yeah, look at that. I feel it.
Yep. So
You know, I felt it move earlier, and I was like, I'm just not going to touch it anymore.
Then you touched it.
And then, and then the lightest touch made it fall.
That's what happened. That's what happened. I mean, it's fallen on Ricky more than anyone. All right, like it's fallen on you like what, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, well, once after Ricky, and where I just looked at it and went, what the fuck?
This has happened like 4 times to Ricky, where like we'll just be in mid show and it just falls down. It's always funny to catch it on camera too. I've got a clip of it. Anyway, all right, let's hop over to our next topic. Kind of touch on this, then we'll move on to Dragon's Dogma 2 briefly, and just really whatever else we want to shout out. This is one that we've always kind of touched on here or there, especially after like leaks and just general reports stuff. I thought this was kind of a little interesting, quick little topic of that. Xbox native handheld is in development. Jez Gordon has recently claimed that it is currently being worked on. They have new prototypes right now that they are working on. It's fully native, not cloud device. I mean, look, if it's like a fully native Xbox, handheld, I think that's a big win. Not do the PlayStation Portal. We saw the reports that PlayStation was considering maybe making a native device as well, which we want. We want another PS Vita or whatever. We want that. And honestly, I feel like if Xbox did it, I feel like it'd be a big win. I know you can play Game Pass on like the Asus ROG and stuff like that, but you just get a Xbox handheld that's fully compatible for your Xbox games, your portable little Game Pass device, basically, plus whatever other of your digital library and stuff. Like just the power output that I could see them going for. I think that's gonna be one of the big selling points as well over like some of the other devices like a Steam Deck and stuff like that.
We've got the layout of what we want. We want all we need. All Sony, Microsoft, make an updated Vita, native to your current consoles, that can do. It's like upgraded. Maybe not whatever, or it's like if you want to use like your own little cartridge or whatever for it, fine. But make it native where it can do like for Microsoft Game Pass as well as its own stuff, and have access to your library, PlayStation, your PS Plus catalog, everything with that, and its own catalog and everything, access to all of it. That's all make that and be able to play its own stuff on it. And that's all I care about.
Yeah, me too.
Don't give me something where it's like I gotta
it's basically a Wii U.
Yeah, don't give me something where it's like I gotta be at my house using it, or it can only do certain things, or it's not its own device. Give me something that I can take with me, that's its own device, that's not relying on anything I have already.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy.
Yeah, no, me too. Because if they came out with that, I'd 100% pick it up. Like I want that. I would love that. I'd love take my PlayStation on the go. Take my Xbox on the go. That'd be awesome.
It's crazy that this many years later, the developers are kind of like, huh, man, that PS Vita thing really was a good idea.
Right.
That's kind of that's what I'm saying. It's like that's
really
what they're
is,
trying
yeah.
to. They're trying to emulate that now.
Yeah, that thing had an OLED, baby, back in the day. Like it was a 2013 release or something that had an OLED screen and everything. That thing was ahead of its time, man. That thing was ahead of its time, and it's just they didn't support it. How many like true Vita games was on there? You know what I mean, as well.
Not many.
No.
Even with like ports and stuff, they didn't have a lot.
No, just the support for it was lackluster. So come on, Xbox. You got these prototypes in development. Let's see it, baby. Give me the Series V or whatever you're gonna call it. But looking forward to that, man. I would love an Xbox native handheld. I've wanted one for years. We've had the cracks that Sony's taken, and hopefully Sony's gonna take another crack at it, like the reports say, because they can make a gorgeous device in terms of like screen and power and stuff. Because the Portal, while it looks kind of stupid with the DualSense thing, it's in terms of like screen and power and what it brings to the table, not bad. Just overpriced. $200 is too much for that thing. If it was $100, I'd pick it up 100%. I think that'd be pretty cool to have for $100. But 200, buddy, no thanks. That's also going to be the big thing about this Xbox native one is like what's going to be that price point. You know, if it's like a true native device and stuff, and I can play everything, I'd be more inclined to spend like $200 on it. You know what I mean? But if it's just going to be like a PlayStation Portal 2.0, but the Xbox Portal, I'm good. $200, no thanks. $100, you got my business.
Yeah. If it's just like a Portal for Xbox and that, I mean,
L.
Can it come with my Game Pass subscription?
Yeah, it would.
No, I mean, can I get that device with it? Because otherwise, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's fair. It just automatically comes with a Game Pass subscription. You don't have to pay for it. Yeah.
It's like if I buy this, you just pay for my Game Pass.
Yeah.
for as long as it takes to recoup that cost.
Right. No, I agree. So I don't know. Hopefully, we can see something more out of this. I think once we hit summer, we're gonna start to see some action on like some new hardware because we have like this PS5 Pro apparently coming out like this fall. Xbox may have like some mid-gen refresh in the works that's like that cylinder-looking console that's a Series X but more powerful, but no physical addition to it or whatever. So I think we're going to see some movement this summer. So who knows? Maybe we could see some sort of handheld this summer too. I don't know. We'll see. All right, before we get to the weekly wrap-up, which has stuff like got some review scores for the new games that all came out, got Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, GTA 6 could be potentially delayed, and even more. Boys, any shout-outs that we want to kind of go over? John, how's Dragon's Dogma 2 the little bit that you've played?
So, it's kind of funny because you mentioned, like, people are already saying it's a Game of the Year contender, and I was kind of sitting here, I was like,
yeah, I saw your face.
I was like, really now? Granted, I may not be far enough in to get that feel from it. So it's a great game so far.
Right.
It's a beautiful game so far. I do not see it as a Game of the Year contender, at least to the point that I'm at in it so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, like, it's kind of one of those games where I had this moment last night when I was playing it, where I was like, I was probably like 3 hours in, and I was like, I don't know if I'm having fun, but it's relaxing.
Okay.
The reason I say that is, man, the traveling around, everything takes time in this game.
I remember that in Dragon's Dogma 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even for fast traveling, at any given point in time in Dragon's Dogma 2, you can only have 10 fast travel locations set.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be between towns, and there's some way where you can have set your own custom marker and fast travel to it. But at any given time, there's only 10 fast travel points that you can have access to in the game. And everywhere else, you're just kind of walking. Take it. It's like you'll leave town, and the other thing is, like I said, everything takes time, and also nothing I've encountered so far has been a challenge. I don't know if that's just the early portion of the game, or if you kind of hit some challenging points eventually, but so far everything's been a cakewalk. But yeah, I mean, Dragon's Dogma it opens up through like a story cutscene, and then it's like after the cutscene you kind of make your character, and then you kind of just go about, or you kind of go from there. Like you get found by some people, taken back to a town, find out you're the Arisen, and then they try to get you back to the capital, and then or they tell you need to go to the capital, and then when you get there, you meet a guy, or you meet like the guard captain or whatever, and he starts kind of telling you, yeah, you're the true Arisen, but there's kind of like some shady stuff going around here, and they're probably going to try to get rid of you. So you kind of got to prove yourself and kind of ingratiate yourself and do some grunt work to make people believe that you're there.
You.
Believe that you're there to do good, and you actually have a claim to the title.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Kind of going around doing quests. Fun fact: when you first one of the first quests you get, the game warns you about just accepting a bunch of quests at the same time because it very clearly tells you some of these quests are time sensitive, and if you don't go and do it, you may show up and the people you were supposed to save are just dead.
Oof.
Because it's like time passes in the game. Like as time passes when you're out running around doing stuff. When it turns nighttime, you have a little lantern on your belt. You got to turn that thing on because you can't see more than the tiny little circle around your feet. And you got to turn the lantern on and go. But so far, like I said, everything feels slow because it's like you're walking everywhere. You can kind of jog, but you don't got a lot of stamina. And so it's like you jog for a minute, stop, jog for a minute, stop. There's a cool aspect to it though, because since you're the Arisen, you have access to the pawn network where you create your own. It's basically like you create your companion, and then you can hire additional companions as well.
Yep.
And if you connect your game to the network, you can hire like
Other people's
pawns and like when you resummon your pawn, you can like attach a quest and a reward to it. So if somebody picks your pawn, they'll have a quest associated with it, and then they can go complete it, and it's just something additional for people to do. But you can have 3 or 2 other hired pawns besides your like main companion one to travel around with you. The ones that you hire don't level up, so it's like when you get them, they are their level until you dismiss them. Doesn't seem to matter though, because it's like I had the same pawns from like level 2 to like level 14, and they were doing just fine. I eventually dismiss them because then the new ones or the ones you can get at higher levels and stuff, they just have more gear, more stuff. So just kind of swapping between them as I level up now. Whenever I come back to town. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, it's something where like for the first 3 hours, like I said, I couldn't tell if I was having fun. But it's relaxing to play because
I can relate to that.
Because half the time I've spent, I'm just walking along a path, or I'm walking through the woods, occasionally broken up by fighting some goblins or fighting a cyclops or fighting a minotaur. Which, like I said, the only thing so far is I don't know if there's a difficulty somewhere. Because you open it up and you kind of just start the game. So I don't know if the difficulty just comes in eventually. As you keep playing through it, it just starts throwing harder and harder stuff at you. But so far, everything's been pretty easy. When you create your character, you get to pick between 4, they call them vocations, which are just the classes.
Yep.
There's, I think it's fighter, mage, ranger, and thief. And as you play and level up, it's like your character levels up, and then your vocation levels up, and when your vocation levels up, you can go back to town and you can get more skills or upgraded skills and stuff like that. And then as you play, you can unlock additional vocations that you can then swap between it, like if you want to. And the game seems to be pretty, like there doesn't seem to be a downside between swapping between vocations because they level up pretty quick.
Well, that's nice.
Because like at level 17 or something, I think because I started as ranger, swapped to mage, and at like level 17 or something, my mage vocation was like 5 out of like I think it's 9 or 10. So I was already like half or more than halfway to having it leveled up all the way. to where I would have access to more skills. So it's kind of like you can kind of swap between it as you go. You kind of get starter gear. Like when you start the game, you have a starter set of gear for each different class if you want to play them. So you can kind of mix and match, see which one you enjoy playing. Kind of playing mage so far. It's been, it just I don't tip. I like the idea of mages in games. I don't play a lot of mages. Tend to either just play just straight up warriors or rangers.
I'm usually a warrior.
So I was like, let's try something a little different this time. Since I am actually summoning pawns and like hiring pawns and stuff, mage is a bit of a rough choice unless I'm actually fighting like a cyclops or troll or something where it has more health. Because they kind of just mow everything down. And in the time it takes me to charge up my spell.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say right now, because Dragon's Dogma 2 was a game I was looking forward to playing. It wasn't like I was super excited for it. It was just when you looked at the game trailers for the year, it was like, yeah, that one looks sick. I'm not disappointed in buying it, but it's also like I didn't have a lot of expectation. I just thought it'd be a good game.
Right.
So far, it's been a good game. It's just been slower paced than I imagined it based off the trailers, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because this is it's kind of become a like sit down and play. Like you can sit down and play it for a longer session and not really notice it as much because while you may sit down to do like one or two things, it'll take you a while because you're walking all over the place, walking through the woods, exploring a little bit. It's got more of a relaxing feel than I was expecting playing it. Also, the game looks fantastic. And I am playing it on PS5.
Okay, all right. That one is on my pickup radar, just like Rise of the Ronin. I was going to get Rise of the Ronin yesterday, and I was going to play that and talk about that a little bit today, but I'm going to be a little responsible right now. I'm not going to pick up another game at the moment. Still got to work through Unicorn that I just picked up recently, but I will get Rise of the Ronin sometime here in the near future. What about you, Zach? Anything you want to shout out?
Zenless Zone Zero just opened up. People can request access for the next network test.
Okay, shout out to that. I completed Persona 3 Reload about 3 hours ago.
Hey.
Yep.
How you feel about that last fight?
God, that was long.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, I was going through it, and I'm sitting
Without
there.
spoilers.
Yeah, I was sitting there going through it. I'm just like, man, are we going to go through every single one of these things?
Yep.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, come on. And it's just like, can you at least have a different line of dialogue?
Nope.
During each part? Like,
nope.
Gah! Yeah, lackluster in that regard. I mean, the ending itself was,
That's the reason we got the answer.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So I will say this game, while really enjoyed it, solid like 9 out of 10 game, it did not hit me the same level as like Royal, where it's like when I finished Royal, I immediately started my New Game Plus. I got my New Game Plus here. There are still some social links I did not finish, and I would like to finish some of them, but I was like, put that one in the rear view mirror for right now. I'll pick that one back up when the answer comes out. It's like, I will put that one in the back. I do have a pretty firm tier list I was going to send you of the social links.
Oh, okay.
I thought you would enjoy like how I tiered some of them. But, you know, on just my opinion on all the characters. The character I cannot stand is the Gourmet King.
Moon?
Cannot stand that kid.
Yeah, he sucks.
Cannot stand that kid. That kid sucks.
His isn't great.
No, the Tower was interesting.
I enjoy the monk. The monk I
Yeah,
like.
Tower was interesting. My favorites for sure was Sun. Sun was
Sun hurts so
dude.
much.
Sun's brutal.
Sun's a good one.
Sun's
especially
so good.
especially with the epilogue with his.
Yeah,
Fucking what?
dude, brutal. I was crying 3 hours ago because of that epilogue. Sun was good. Really enjoyed Temperance. That was BB, right? Was he? What was
Yes,
he?
yes, it was Temperance.
Enjoyed his. Enjoyed Hermit. Enjoyed the epilogue for Hermit.
Hermit's is funny.
Hermit's epilogue was fantastic. Enjoyed that. Mitsuru's great. Yukari's great. Akihiko's great, even though he's not an actual social link. He doesn't have a card, but enjoy him a lot. Star, really liked Star too. Track,
Star's good.
yeah, the rival, and liked him. The kid was
Hangman.
huh? Yeah,
Hangman?
yeah. Hangman kid wasn't bad.
Did you finish Fortune?
Fortune. Who was Fortune?
Preppy girl.
Preppy girl.
Did you miss Fortune?
No, because I got the achievement that I got all the social links. Who's the preppy girl?
Maybe I'm misremembering her.
Is there a Fortune in this game?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm drawing a blank. Because I thought like Judgment or Justice was the.
That's Treasure.
Yeah, that's the treasure. So Fortune. I don't think there is a Fortune.
There is, though.
Who is it?
I can't remember. I just know there is a Fortune because.
God, who is it? It's gonna drive me insane now.
She's sort of a bratty girl.
Fuck. Who is it? I got nothing, man. I don't know if there is a Fortune.
Did they take her out?
I don't know if there's a Fortune. Because like the only girls characters like social links I can think of is obviously the main three, Strength.
Un momento, Persona time.
Yeah, Strength, Judgment or Justice, whichever one she is, the treasurer, the little girl,
Hangman,
and that's the only female. And then I guess Hermit. Yeah, that's the only female social links that I can think of.
Unless they changed it, because I know there's a Fortune because there's a very entertaining interaction.
I'm drawing such a blank.
Oh no, I just remember her. I'm thinking of 4.
Oh, okay. You're thinking Persona 4.
I'm thinking of 4's Fortune.
Because man, I was racking my brain, man. I don't know who was Fortune in this game.
There is a Fortune though, but
Yeah.
it isn't a girl. It is a guy.
Who's Fortune?
I can't remember off the top of my head because I know I don't really enjoy that one.
All right, hold on.
Because there's got to be a Fortune because there's one for every card.
Okay, there is Fortune. It's the art club kid.
Yeah,
That's Fortune. Okay, all right.
I would have never remembered that because in original 3, you had a choice between either doing art or band, and I did band.
Oh, okay.
The same with the physical club. You could either do kendo or track, and I did kendo.
Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. Why'd that get taken out?
Just because there was really no point to it because, I mean, track is usually what people went, and same with the art. It was the main choices and really didn't change anything other than just backgrounds.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we'll stop boring John with Persona
with
talk.
P3's female pro tag, you can either join swim or volleyball.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll stop boring John. But Persona 3 Reload, good game. Really enjoyed it. Not one that I'm ready to hop back into right now. I'm ready to move on to either Unicorn Overlord, even Persona 4.
Understandable. It was very much built for a one go.
It really is. Because the last thing I'll say on it, in terms of that, because I was talking to Christina about it, it's just like the one thing that really I feel like kept me like so drawn into each stage of the game in Royal is that each stage had such like a different implication. You know what I mean? Where it's just like the first one's like you really just the game really heavy hands you to make you want to hate him right out of the bat.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to save yourself from being expelled. Then it's just kind of building on your own hype, saving yourself, saving the palace ruler, saving a new teammate. Like you have like clear and meanwhile Tartarus, it's just like, all right, just go to the top, just do your thing.
And if you ever go back to 4 Golden, you'll actually see some startings of that because they do that with 4.
That's the gist that I've got from just like videos and stuff. But I mean, I'm gonna probably start playing 4 Golden here soon because I bought it for Switch. It was
also,
$10.
I have a really fucked connection theory for all these games.
Okay, I'd love to hear that. But I think that's the only shout out that I have. I can't think of anything else. Still touched on Unicorn Overlord here or there. Still really enjoying it. Just kind of in the grind sesh right now. That's where I'm at on it.
I did remember one thing about Dragon's Dogma 2 that I forgot to mention. Is the game has falling damage.
I've seen some videos on it.
And
Gravity takes John once again.
No, I didn't die from it, but let me tell you, if you do, there's a very like weird window where fall damage takes place because I've jumped off ledges, and in some cases I take falling damage, and others where I thought I shouldn't, where I thought I should, I haven't. If you trigger falling damage, it goes hard.
Yeah. I saw a.
You may only think you're falling like 6 feet down, but if you trigger falling damage, half your health is gone.
I saw a TikTok involving, they were playing and they were riding on. I guess it was just one of the monsters. It was like a griffin or something. They were riding it, trying to fight it, and it got really high up in the air, and it kind of like made like a movement, and they fell off, and they're just falling through the sky. One of their companions caught them. He just perfectly just catches them and places them on the ground. I'm like, what is this game? Like, what are the odds of that?
I did have a moment where I was fighting a minotaur, and it came over, like it charged at me, swung its axe, hit me with it, and then sent me flying up in the air. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, really? It's like, you're not gonna kill me from the swing. You're gonna make me watch myself fall down before I have to reload this.
That's funny.
But yeah, there are some things in the game too, since you mentioned griffins, it reminded me.
Yeah.
I don't know if some of these are scripted events or if it can just happen.
I think it just happened.
Because I'm just walking around and I clear out a little goblin camp and I'm in there like walking around looting chests, and all of a sudden the ground, like my screen shakes, big rumbling, and there's a giant griffin. When I say giant, I mean it's massive, standing outside the gate just waiting on me to walk out.
That one might be scripted, but I feel like some of it can just happen.
But the thing is, like, as you're walking around, you just see their shadows,
yeah,
like on the ground as they fly over.
that's great.
And
I mean, in Dragon's Dogma, I knew at one point griffins would start showing up, and yeah, they would just land and do whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
because it landed, like I fought it for about 45 seconds, and then it was like, I'm gone.
Okay, so I feel like it just happens. I feel like that's the
Because
that's
it
what
landed, it knocked out. This is when I went back and actually started using higher level pawns, because I was still using my low level ones. It landed, came over, knocked them all out, and I'm like, and then flew off, and I'm like, okay, well now I just gotta run over and pick them up, like revive them all.
Give them that pat of life.
Fun fact, I did notice this: if you have multiple pawns in your party, if one of them gets knocked down to where they need to be revived, and like, because I have 2 frontline ones and then an archer right now, my main pawn, which is my companion, it's funny because I didn't give him a name, so his name is main pawn.
Okay.
He got knocked down. The other pawn that I hired just picked him up, carried him over to me, laid him down, and then charged back into battle.
There you go, boss.
Yeah,
It's like they won't revive him, but they'll carry him over to me.
just like they'll catch you.
But yeah, it's another couple little things. Like, and like I said, where I was like, I don't know if I was having fun with it. It's gotten more fun as I've played. But yeah, I just wanted to mention those couple things because I thought of them after the fact.
Oh, and for anyone interested, the official Season 1 trailer for Kill the Justice League featuring Joker came out.
That poor game.
I saw Season 1 was officially launching. I haven't looked at it at all.
That poor game. I saw where it had like 300 people playing it right now. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Still more than Payday 3?
Oh, that's true. All right, you guys ready to hit the weekly wrap up?
Yep.
All right, bet we got a lot of stuff in here today. All right, so first thing I've got up is I just wanted to shout out all the new game reviews and kind of their scores and stuff. Starting with Dragon's Dogma 2, came in at 90 on Metacritic for PC, 86 for console, and then just lots of perfect scores across the board. 10 out of 10s, 5 out of 5.
Seems backwards.
It seems backwards. Yeah, it was 90 on PC. I checked it earlier when I made the script. Rise of the Ronin came in at a 76 on Metacritic. Lots of high and just good scores. Like I said, it just seems like it's going to be just a good game. You know, the one common thing I've seen in actual like articles and like titles and stuff is like playing this game just makes me want to play another game. Like everyone like has been saying, it's like playing this just makes me want to play Ghost of Tsushima 2. Like that's just what I want to do playing this game. Or Assassin's Creed Red is the two that they've been saying. It's like I just want to play one of these now. You know, I was like, this is cool and all, but I just want to play one of those. You know, and then there's some things I've seen. It's like, hey, there are some really cool things that you can do, some really cool movements, of where you're gliding through the air, you call your horse, and right as you're lining up with where your horse is running, you pop out of your glider and land on your horse. It's super badass. You know, seems like a fun game, but it's just not like it's not like the groundbreaking game that Ghost of Tsushima was, that Ninja Theory was hoping it'd be. Because Ninja Theory openly, or Team Ninja, Team Ninja and Ninja Theory, two different companies, always mix them up. When they made this game, like they openly said they took Ghost of Tsushima as their blueprint. Like that they want that they want that for this. But I am looking forward to playing it. Princess Peach Showtime. Metacritic came in at a 74, just lots of average and some good scores. Then they got the Alone in the Dark remake. Metacritic come in at a 62. Oof. Just lots of average or bad scores. Saw a lot of like 1 out of 5s and stuff like that. So that one came in a little rough. What did not come in rough, in my opinion, was the full reveal of that Captain America Black Panther game with its official title, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Got a full reveal for this. They had a nice story trailer on it. They went through some assets of the game, showing just like different areas and environments that they've built, going step by step for it, kind of really showcasing the game and stuff. The trailer does feature gameplay, just looks like what you would expect for like a Marvel game, similar like the Spider-Man games and stuff. Looks really sick. I'm really excited. The one thing that just kills me is like the design they have for Captain America, because for me, I can only see John Walker, U.S. agent from Falcon Winter Soldier. Like it looks just like him. That's all I see for this Captain America. But the full reveal for it did look really cool. I mean, this is one of those games that, from a narrative standpoint, and even just overall, like just game build and everything, I have a lot of faith in, just because Amy Hennig has such a phenomenal track record, doing like all the Uncharted's and whatever else she's done. So it's just like I've got a lot of faith in the game, at least from a narrative standpoint and stuff like that. But I'm personally really looking forward to this one. Just like I'm looking forward to the Sparking Zero showcase that John was watching earlier in the show.
Game looks great.
Game looks awesome. Very fast. Very, very fast pace. Gameplay looks very fluid. The showcase they did this week was showcasing like like this power versus speed characters and stuff like that. And game looks awesome. I'm very excited. Don't know when it's coming out still.
Yeah.
Just sometime this year.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those games where it's like it's for a niche audience.
Yeah,
It's like, this isn't gonna be one of those games that's gonna take over the world.
You think we get a free DLC of Toriyama fighting?
I hope so. I'd love to see a Dragon Ball version of Toriyama. That'd be great. Be awesome.
Yeah, this is a game that, like, us in particular, very excited for.
I mean, the internet's pumped for it, but it's still a niche.
Yeah,
it's like still a niche.
The internet's pumped for it, but it's like, it's also the part of, like, the small part of the internet that's been waiting on it waiting on some new Dragon Ball game.
Yeah. I saw that they're going to release, I think, another DLC for Kakarot, and I'm just like...
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, like, what's next? I was talking to Josh about this, shout out to Josh, where it's just like, man, these games like Kakarot, Xenoverse 2, and even his game, Pirate Warriors 4, just continues to live on with DLC, because Pirate Warriors 4 just had, I think it was Rayleigh just got added recently, or Garp. I think it was Garp and Rayleigh both. So it's just like, that game, how old is that game? Would you know off the top of your head? You're the Warriors guy. Like, it's got to be at least like what, 5, 6 years old, maybe. Pirate Warriors 4.
Probably about 5, yeah.
Yeah, and still, it's like Xenoverse 2, where it's just like still got content coming out for it. Dragon Ball fans and One Piece fans, man, honestly, they eat pretty good in the gaming department. I made a joke to Josh, like, only
in the East.
Yeah, well, yeah, and over here too, they still do pretty well. I mean, the Pirate Warriors games are pretty fun.
Yeah,
Odyssey was good and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, we get like one game every few years, and then it's like, okay, we satisfied your desire for a new game. Now go play this one game that still lives on.
Yeah, basically. But no, I made a joke to Josh about it. It's like, man, only if Naruto could get that same treatment. Instead, we just get some crappy port up of a game or a Xenoverse wannabe that nobody wants to play. that still gets updates as far as I know. Shinobi Striker, I think is what it called. That still gets updates, unfortunately. I just in that Storm Connections was just a shit storm from the get go. But anyway, next thing we've got is apparently GTA 6 could be delayed into 2026. Now this report's from Kotaku, so this is one where it's like it's 50-50 on if they're a crockpot full of shit or not. But apparently GTA 6 is currently slated for spring 2025, but fall 2025 is more likely, with a push to 2026 on the table. To my understanding, it's just apparently development work. We reported on this I think 3 or 4 weeks ago that Rockstar wants everyone to come back into office 5 days a week because they don't want the game to get leaked and stuff. And I guess maybe there's some backlash on that, as I would expect there would be. Especially if you have remote devs that maybe have to relocate. I would not feel comfortable relocating in the current industry that the gaming industry is with how it is for devs. So apparently development time has just got a big holdup right now. So it being delayed in 2026 is a very valid possibility. Next up, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance will release a week earlier. It's now slated for June 14th. Shout out to that. There is a report that Assassin's Creed Jade is also delayed in 2025. Jade is just the mobile game coming out. So.
Yes.
I see Assassin's Creed in a color variation at this point, and I'm like, someone will explain it to me. It's like, I don't know what that means anymore.
It's the one in China, and it's a mobile game. So that's what this one is.
But Assassin's Creed China was a mobile game.
It was. And now that you have Assassin's Creed Jade, it's going to be a mobile game too.
In China again?
Yes.
You sure? I thought it was in Japan.
No, that's red.
Is that red? Okay.
Yeah, that's red. Jade's in China again.
Fuck off. I don't know why that one is the one that did it for me. Assassin's Creed is ridiculous. It's like, what happened to just naming things normally?
I mean, they did. We had Mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Why do we got to start putting colors on it?
It's code
That's
name.
not. Who cares?
We also have the other code name of Hexy that's coming out that looks like the backwoods witch one.
What?
I wouldn't be surprised if internally, with all their code names, they've forgotten which one's which.
Yeah, because they probably got a lot more in the works. It's like, what was that code name again? Oh, yeah. All right, next up is Pokemon's on the Hunt. I thought this was interesting that the Pokemon company has been striking down videos of content creators that basically features any form of Pokemon mod. This all coming off the heels of Palworld's success. I saw where one content creator had a video from 7+ years ago where he turned the zombies and COD zombies into Pokemon, and that video got struck. And now he's got 2 more strikes before his channel gets deleted. So watch out for that, I guess.
If there's one thing we've learned is emulator stuff, gray area, but they're kind of fine with it for the most part.
Yeah, it depends on what's on it.
But if you're actually modding Pokemon into a different game, they go come for you.
They'll get you eventually.
But you know the thing is, I think it's Arc has like a Pokemon mod that's been thriving for a while. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of gray areas with them. I
mean,
swear.
if so, we'll probably hear about it soon.
Yeah. All right, next up, Overwatch 2 is dead. So this is a report via Bloomberg that even though I feel like this was already all confirmed. So when I saw the report come out from Bloomberg, I'm just like, I thought this was all already a thing. The only new piece of information that I got out of this is the whopping 0% profit sharing bonus that all the devs got. That's the only big news I got out of this. Like apparently, it's confirmed the PvE is dead and canceled. They're not working on it at all, not even events. I thought that was already a thing. I thought that was already confirmed.
Previously, it was that they were going to, or that the PvE portion was dead. They were planning on doing events, so it might just be that they're canceled now.
Well, yeah, now events are done, and
which is funny because this killed Overwatch, which people were fine with. The whole point of Overwatch 2 was the PvE stuff.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was excited for Overwatch 2. At this point, just have Overwatch 3 come out, just right all the wrongs, Microsoft. That's all I ask for. Because, You know, it's like I was recently talking to someone about it, where it's like, what's like a game that you hate that you love, and I'm just like, for me, it'd be Overwatch, because it's like I love it because I love the world and the gameplay is fun.
Not HOTS?
HOTS is just a great game, period. Okay, but no, it's Overwatch because I hate that I love it because of how toxic the community is, because it is a really toxic one in my opinion. But like I love the gameplay, I love the world. I wish the game would thrive. I really do. I love what they've created. But anyway, somehow there's also still optimism for the game's competitive future, even though Overwatch League is dead. So I don't know. Weird place right now that game is in. Guerrilla also sucks at picking dates for Horizon. So Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition just launched on PC alongside Dragon Dogma 2 and Rise of the Ronin. A little history lesson on this. Zero Dawn launched with Breath of the Wild and Forbidden West launched with Elden Ring. So I can't wait to see what the next Horizon game launches alongside of. It's going to be GTA at this point or something. GTA 6 if that ends up getting delayed. We have our new Horizon come out in 2026. It's going to launch right alongside each other, and no one's going to play the third Horizon for like a year.
I have a feeling when it comes to them, like, 'cause this is like PC releases, right?
Yeah. Just the complete. The other two were the console releases. They launched with Elden Ring.
Yeah,
and
but
Breath of the Wild.
but this one in particular.
Yeah, this one in particular is just it's just a joke people are making.
Yeah, because like with this one, I mean, to be fair, the PC release of the complete edition of that, still a big deal for it to come on PC.
Yeah,
plenty
with
of
the
people,
DLC and stuff.
plenty of people have just been probably not touched it, waiting on a full edition to come out.
Yep.
But this is also one of those games where it's the same with, I think, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not a game that anybody is like on Steam in particular is going to look at and go, "Yeah, I think I'm going to pick that up right now." They're going to wait for a sale to come on. It doesn't matter if it's because like Horizon Zero Dawn, like at most has ever gone on like a 50% discount on Steam. So it's like, it doesn't matter. Most people will just look for it on a discount, buy it, and then and go, "Oh yeah, I meant to play this," and then play it.
Yeah, the game that is permanently in people's backlog.
Yeah. But the fact that they have another edition now, it's like, okay, well now we can just have that out there, and it'll just passively, like 3-4 times a year during like sales, people will buy it.
Yep. To play it eventually. Never buy it and play it immediately. It's always buy it and, okay, I have that now. I'll play it when I get to it. And last thing we got here is we got Fatal Fury City of Wolves announced for early 2025. So shout out to that. All right, boys. That was everything that I had. Do you guys have any final shout outs before I hit the music and we get out of here?
How do you feel like the internet's going to react when we have Power's first raid boss? Did you ever see that video, John? What it is?
No, I didn't actually look into it.
It's a big goth Gardevoir.
Oh, I saw like the picture of it, but I didn't actually watch anything or look anything up on it.
I saw it and I felt a comment that just went, "Oh no."
Big goth mommy dominates players. That's basically what it's gonna be.
I failed to bring it up last week, but I just thought about it. I was just like, the big goth Gardevoir, if we're getting to Power World. All I think was like, I was just like, okay, here you go, Power World. Here you go, Internet. Have fun with this.
Yeah, have fun with that one, man. You guys got anything else? Feeling good about it?
I think I read this correctly. Across the Obelisk
Okay.
had an update
Yes.
that I believe it said cross-play with Nintendo Switch available now.
Correct. That is a thing that happened this week.
That is such a weird idea.
You can now have a 4-man group and across the Obelisk where each person's on a different console. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch.
It's a great idea because that's a fantastic game.
I mean, it's a very fun
But-
game. If only the DLC were worth a damn.
The deal. I would love to buy the DLC to continue playing that game, but I'm not paying for it full price. And on sale, it does not go on sale for a steep enough price.
They're not worth it. As much as the base game is.
The base game itself, and with all of the DLC updates that they have added base game content.
Yes.
which is nice, but the DLC itself is still overpriced.
Yes.
But yeah, I saw that earlier. I was like, that is, good on them for going out to not only putting it everywhere, but allowing you to play with everyone everywhere. So just wanted to shout that out.
I don't think I got anything else. All right, let's hit the music. Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, whatever your platform allows. It does help. I don't remember what tangents we went on, so if you liked one, comment.
All right, do everything he said and more. And if you liked what you saw here, we do these live streams about every Saturday at about 6 p.m. Central Time, so come check us out then. Just be wary, we will be taking some time off in a couple weeks.
For WrestleMania 40. It's going to be great. Can't wait. But anyway, yeah, make sure to also check us out on our website, spark3.com. You can sign up for free or sign $5 a month. We appreciate your support. And check out our sponsors, Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below, promo code SPARK3 to get 10% off your order, as well as Ancient Ink. Use the referral link down below and pick up a hat or a jersey. And we'd appreciate that support as well. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.